Hi, welcome to Hydro for COVID. My name's Renee and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do hot fomentations to somebody's chest from your own home. So today I'll be doing hot fomentations to my husband's chest in our kitchen because it's close to the microwave. So you don't need fancy equipment for this or special hot fomentation packs. I'll show you the equipment that you need and you can easily do it in your own home. So you'll need somewhere for the patient to lie. I'm going to use a massage table today, but you can use a bed or a recliner chair. You'll need a couple of sheets. You'll need a mattress protector or a waterproof covering, about 10 towels, full-size towels, and a couple of small face washers or the cold friction mittens and a bowl with some ice, as well as a nice warm blanket to pop over the patient. And of course you'll need a nice thick plastic bag for your towels that will go into the microwave to become your fomentation pads. Okay, so we will also be utilising a hot foot bath, so having the feet in hot water during the fomentations treatment, just to kind of help get the body temperature up. So, found this in the garage. It's a good sized tub for 2 feet, not too deep, but we'll fit 2 feet in it. Function over fashion, people. I know it's not pretty, but it's gonna work. Hot fomentations to the chest are good for somebody who has coronavirus or somebody who has any other cold or flu that is attacking the chest area. So if somebody has bronchitis or even if they're asthmatic, this is a really great treatment to do as a lung tonic. Really helps to increase the circulation to the area and of course bring those good white blood cells that are going to help fight infection. Next, you want to get your full-size towels, wet them thoroughly under some cold water so that they're completely saturated. Then you want to wring out as much of the water as possible. You don't want your towels dripping wet, so really use Smelbo grease here, get into it and wring those towels right out so that when you're holding it up, it's not dripping any water onto you or the patient. Okay, so the towel has been wetted. It's been wrung out so that it's not dripping, but it's still very heavy and moist with the water. We're going to go ahead and put it in our plastic bag, tie that off and pop it in our microwave. So it's good to fold up your towel so that you can basically lay it out underneath the patient and just fold it out so that it's ready to go. So fold it up nicely, don't scrunch in the bag, it'll make it more difficult later. Good to not entirely seal the bag off, just so that air can escape so that it doesn't blow up like a big balloon. So just a loose knot, leave a few air holes. If we set the timer for 4 minutes, this is basically how often the fomentations on the chest need to be changed. So it'll be a good alarm clock to know when you need to put the next one on. Ready to go. Okay, and last but not least, my lovely husband helping us out with the treatment today. So your patient should just be in nice comfortable clothing. Obviously their shirt's going to need to come off, but some comfortable shorts or track pants. If they've got long pants, just get them to roll up the ends so that they don't get wet in the hot foot bath. So place the patient down on the bed in a comfortable position, bring along the hot foot bath and place their feet in the water. It should be at about 40 degrees Celsius and make sure the waterline is just above their ankle bones. Alright, let's get started. So you want to make sure there's no drafts or cold air coming into the room. Make sure the patient remains warm throughout the entire treatment. We drape a sheet over their feet so that the temperature in the hot foot bath can stay more constant, as well as placing a blanket over them so that their entire body stays nice and warm. When you're putting the first fomentation pad down, you're going to lay it along the spine. Make sure there's always a nice clean dry towel between the fomentation pad and the skin, and if it gets too hot, just lift up and give it a few seconds to cool off a little bit. Check the temperature of the hot foot bath every now and again. It'll cool off initially. Add some more hot water to make sure it remains at temp throughout the entire treatment. Alright, about to do our first cold mitten friction. So if you've got little mittens, they're fantastic. If you've got a face towel, you can sew up one end and the other. So essentially you've just got a hole to stick your hand in and use as mitts. Otherwise, I've just got the face washers here at the moment. So if you grab 2 of those, they'll work just as well as your cold mittens for the moment. Alright, there's our next bag. Let's see how it goes. So the skin should be nice and pink and hot now. Which, Danny, you feeling hot? Yep, beautiful. All right, let's get some cold onto it. So you can pull back the blanket and take off the first lot of fermentation pads. You want to get the cold mittens on fairly quickly, so they've been dipped in ice cold water and wrung out, and you can see this is normal speed, so you can see that I'm working fairly quickly over the area. It's nice and red and blotchy. Circulation's really gotten going. And you want to do that for about 30 seconds or so. Then place a dry towel back over the chest and apply your next fermentation pack from the microwave. Make sure they're nice and warm and steamy. And again, if they're a bit warm, just lift them up until the patient is comfortable. Wrap that up and cover the patient back up with the blanket. You want to leave the fermentation pack on the back there for the entire treatment, but the fermentations on the chest, you want to change them over 3 to 4 times. So fermentation pack for 4 minutes, cold mitten friction for 30 seconds, and hot pack for 4 minutes, cold mitten friction for 30 seconds, and just keep on going. When you've got a good bit of sweat beading up on the forehead or around the nose and upper lip, that's a really good sign that your treatment's going well. When you're ready to take your last fermentation pad off, you want to make sure you do the full body cold mitten friction. So take the chest pack off first, do your cold mitten friction there, and then just cover each limb individually and just do your cold mitten friction over each of the limbs. So starting with your arms, then you get the patient to sit up, do their back and take away the heating pack from the spine. And then you'll work down to the legs and take the foot bath away and do each of the legs individually. Make sure the patient doesn't get cold after the treatment. Pop their socks and slippers back on. Make sure they stay nice and warm and go to bed to have a rest for about 1 to 2 hours. Alright, so there we have it. That's hot fermentations to the chest, and the disclaimer that I forgot to mention at the beginning was that at the end you will have a truckload of linen to wash. But hey, the treatment is entirely worth it.